Venezuelan state continues to investigate the attacks that different websites have been suffering since the election of July 28th. These have affected public institutions and social services of the state. Let's see the details with our correspondent Leonel Retamal.
Even 2 weeks after the presidential elections, Venezuela is still facing cyber attacks, denounced the Minister of Science and Technology. 65% are denial of service attacks, which imply a saturation of websites due to excessive requests for access. During July 28 alone, the authorities denounced that they received 30 million attacks per minute.
When one analyzes the volume of attacks, the sophistication of the attacks, the incidence of attacks, the duration of attacks, this also has to do with an installed technological capacity and with a financial capacity. To attack for an hour, a terabyte of attack, you are financing at least $5,000 for each attack. So we have received 30 million attacks per minute, Mr. President. This means that what is behind the attacks is a great economic and technological power.
At least 20 websites of state-owned platforms and media outlets were attacked. Another 40 are under investigation. The main one has been the state-owned telephone and internet services company CanTV.
So we have a sophistication in the number of attacks, a significant volume in the number of attacks, a significant funding in the number of attacks, and a diversity of attacks, with more than 5 types of attacks targeting the state's technological platforms.
Many of the attacks on the websites affect service pages such as the payment of taxes, the civil identification system, and the Patria system that grants bonds and different services, among others. Even media outlets such as teleSUR were affected.
The big thing is that they are hurting everybody, right? Because, for example, if they attack, what do I know, a state system where any Venezuelan requires it, that person is being affected by the enemies of the homeland, regardless of the ideology of that person.
In response to these attacks, a National Cybersecurity Council will be created to develop defense strategies and legal developments on the subject.